Hey there, I'm Jamie, and today I'm going to show you a very quick demonstration of how to hang something that has keyhole type hardware. I've got a lovely cork board that my wife put some nice fabric over and some ribbon. It looks really nice. We're going to put it up on this wall. But there has been some challenges with keyhole hardware. Lots of my clients have said that they've had it, so they end up having me do it. So I thought I'd give a quick explanation on how I do it and some things to look out for when you do it. So let's go ahead and get started and make this a quick one. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the hardware on here. We got two keyhole slots. Basically, this is not the standard keyhole. It's actually so you can hang it either horizontally or diagonally. So it's kind of like almost the shape of a star. But the basic principle is that you put the screw in the wall, you don't put it all the way in, you put it about that far out, and then you put it over the screw head, and then you drop it, and then it locks in place. So that's a general principle, and then the challenges here are to make sure that this is pretty dead on. You can see that it just goes in. It just goes in. So if there's any fluctuation in as far as measurement, you're really going to have a difficult time getting this thing on here, and that's the frustrating part for this installation. So hopefully we'll make it a little easier here. Alright, so I have the camera kind of angled high here, so I'm going to tell you about one other way that I'm not going to be doing today and how people install these. And it's essentially measuring off of the trim on the ceiling. I generally don't like using this method because the trim may not be level. Older houses, things slant. They didn't take a level up here to make sure that this is level when they installed it. They basically pushed it up into the ceiling and nailed it in place. And there is some fluctuation to that. Granted, this isn't a very large thing that I'm hanging, so over this short distance it's probably not that great, but if you're hanging shelves and that is off and you put something on it, it could roll that way. So whatever way that it's slanted down. So you want to make sure that everything is level, and the method that I'm going to use is actually using a spirit level to make sure that everything is flat. You know, if it doesn't show that look level compared to the trim up there, who cares? At least I know nothing's going to go running off of it, and it is hung straight. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of the things that I'm going to use to put this up. I'm going to use some, looks like close to a 2-inch wide tape. Screw gun, you don't need that, but you can just, you can use a screwdriver. Hammer, I'm going to use those for the anchors that I'm going to use. They came with it. Actually, I threw the ones that came with it out, and I'm going to use my own. They're always garbage. And a level, you don't need such a big level. You can use a spirit level. Generally it's a little easier because I can do this in one shot as opposed to that one where I might need to, just takes a little bit more effort. So if you have a larger one, or even a straight piece of wood of some kind, like a rod, handle of something that you could use and then put that on top of it to do one continuous straight edge, that's better. But the tape measure is going to be kind of crucial to this. And you don't really need this one, but I want to kind of tout the benefits of this one. Let me zoom in here. This one is by a company called FastCap. You can go to fastcap.com, and what's special about this one is that it has a space you can write all your measurements on and not forget it. So if you're working on something, you do your measurements, you can write whatever it is right on here, and it stays, and you can erase it, which is cool. The same principle applies to the tape measure. So you can do your measurements, make a mark. Sorry, it's a little blurry, but you get the gist. You can make a mark on there, take it over to something, and then transfer those marks directly onto what you want to mark or cut or whatever. And again, they're erasable. Not bad, huh? So you don't need this, but it makes this job so much easier. I bought a couple of these, and I've used and abused this. As you can see, this one's kind of trashed. But I can't kind of talk that up too much because it is just an awesome little useful thing to have. So let's go ahead and start measuring this out. Alright, sorry this is a little blurry, but my camera is having a hard time getting the distance here with it being so close. So essentially I've used my tape measure, I put it down on there, and I've started at 16 on this side, it's just an arbitrary number, and made a mark dead center of the keyhole slot. And then over here you'll see that I have not put the end of the tape measure to use as my measurement. And the reason being is that fluctuates for measurements, whether you're hooking it over the end of a board or pushing it up to something, it accommodates for the thickness of that hook. But I did make another mark, dead center, on the tape measure for the center of that keyhole slot. And the next thing that I'm going to do now is put some tape on the wall, draw a level line, and then I'm going to transfer these two marks up to that level line. Alright, so I'm going to put some tape up here in a general area where I know that I want it hung up. And let me give you a little trick here as well. Sometimes, even though this is painter's tape, if you have a very light coat of paint on your wall, it might pull the paint off. It's not super strong, but it can. So what you want to do, basically, just go against your clothes a couple of times, and that'll lighten up. It'll take some lint off, and it'll lighten up the strength of the sticky, which you don't really need it to be very sticky for this. And then go ahead and generally put it up level on your wall. That looks about right. So, I'm going to walk over, get my level, put it here. Let's see here. There we go. Get a level here. Make sure that the bubble is right in the middle. Looks to be... Take your time on this one. You want it to be right. Then run a line all the way across. Okay. So if you can see that, this is going to be our level line that we're going to transfer those two marks over to there. And if we do this right, it will be dead on. Okay, I just checked and there's no way that you could have seen the line that I made, so I'm bringing the camera much closer. So this is the level line that I made on the tape. So you just basically put the tape up generally in a straight way, and then you use the level to draw the straight line on it. So that's how that works. And then you can see that is the first transferred mark. Let's see here. See if I can get that up here. Not good. So there's the first transferred mark right there. This is not working. And then second transfer mark, yeah, you just have to believe me. Okay, so there's the second transfer mark that we made that's directly from the tape measure. So this should be dead on. So the next step I'm going to do is go ahead and drill the holes, put the anchors in, and then give it a try. Here's another little tip that I do whenever I'm drilling into drywall, so I don't make a huge mess on the floor. Not that my floor isn't messy already. Is I just take the 2-inch tape and then I give it a bend to make it almost like a little catch shelf. You can see it there. So whenever I drill up there, all the powder that does come directly off of it is going to fall into there. Then I just get a little garbage can or something like that, and then peel that off, and then kind of push it down so it goes into the garbage can. So that's something that'll help you with the cleanup afterwards. So. Alright, so I've put the screws in and I've left them out just a little bit. You see it there? On both of them. And I'll clean that up with the tape, take the tape off. It's going to be behind it anyway. So they're in there. They've got that little recess because it needs a little bit of a gap to go into the hardware itself. So let's go ahead and put it on and see if this worked. Alright, so we got our board. We've got the two pieces of hardware. So what we want to do is we want to place it on the screw heads and then give it a small push down to lock it in. So let's go ahead and give that a try. There's one. Feel it. Okay, there we go. That's one in, and that one's in. It doesn't feel like it's in. Oh, it's not. Oh, there we go. There. right, so let's go take a look and see how we did, and boom, it's level. Yeah, all right, so you can do this too. And I hope that if you do try this and find something that works really well, or if there's something that maybe I forgot, make sure you put it in the comments below. If you check out my other videos, you'll kind of see that I really like that interaction, that back and forth, and making processes better. I never say that this is the only way or the best way. It's just my way, and I'm just showing you what I do. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. That makes it more visible. And if you really, really like it, hit subscribe to me, and then check out the other videos that I'll be putting out there. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck with your project.